What do you see on my screen? Just Safari?
I see your PowerPoint or whatever.
Okay. Gender debate. So first we're gonna discuss what we got on the test. Do you guys remember what you got
Mm-hmm.
on the,
Yes.
what did you guys get?
0% red, 30% blue.
Really?
Really?
I got 4% red, 26% blue.
What did you get, Dad?
30% red, 52% blue.
Yeah, I don't
Interesting.
understand how mine only add up to 30%. I don't get that.
Because we're just on each of those categories, it shows how sexist you are in those categories.
Well, I know, but yours adds up to 70 something, and mine adds up to 30%.
That means he's 70.
Because he's more
More
sexist.
sexist than you, I guess, and more sexist.
This is, me and Eden got the same because this is what I got.
Yeah,
Those,
that's what I
those
got.
questions are kind of weird, though. They're like,
Yeah.
you kind of knew what you were going to get based on the questions.
But I got exactly 30 on the blue and not 33.
Yeah, how did Lucy get 33 and Eden get 30? I don't get it. Anyway, whatever.
It says, okay, this is what it says. It means that I have an attitude towards women that might seem positive on the surface, but also goes into bad stereotypes. So, and so did Dad and Jude and Levi. That just meant that they just believed more good attitudes about men that seem positive, I guess. So basically, all the boys in our family are just more sexist.
Well, I think that the questions on hostile sexism, most of the questions that probably categorized me in that bucket are saying, do I think that women get special treatment in some ways? I think those are the questions that got me in the hostile. And I think they do get special treatment in some ways as kind of a reverse discrimination to make up for historical wrongs is probably the rationale. But
Like what?
Like what?
like law school, law school gets more applicants from boys, but every law school wants to have 50% boys, 50% girls. So even though they get way more applicants from boys, they they need to choose 50-50. Or my
But
law,
don't you think the goal of that is to make so that more women become lawyers and then eventually it'll be even?
yeah, that is the goal. But it's the questions we're asking if I think they get special treatment because of it, and I'd say yes. And I guess it's so the goal. I understand the goal, but if it disadvantages men, then I don't agree with it. I think everyone should just be equal.
I
Yeah,
get
but that's too hard.
I think that's okay. Women haven't had this opportunities for so long that maybe it's okay for some men not to have the same opportunities for a while so that the women can kind of catch up.
What if you come from a family like me that where the men didn't have a big advantage? Why should I get discriminated against while women catch up? Because I was trying to catch up too.
Well, I mean, you could say that. I mean, I get that one on the one, but that's just like how we were talking about Trump. Like some people might have to suffer a little bit to have the greater good so systems can change. And that's kind of the same idea.
It's not a bad argument.
Yeah.
That's the best argument. We've talked about this a lot of times. That might be your best argument you've made.
You have canes.
What did you say, Lucy?
Jude has canes.
What do you mean? Where is Jude? I don't see him.
Joe, you need to change your view so you can see everyone.
I don't know how. Levi, Jude, you do what you did. Oh.
Jude.
That's what you were doing, getting food?
She's on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, respectfully, we have to stay on the subject.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Now,
So
wait,
wait, so let's talk about benevolent sexism.
what
So
does
I
that?
think that just means the questions that I scored on that, they mean that I think that sometimes women should get special treatment in some circumstances. Like, I think it's okay for when it said, do you agree with that men should pay for the date? I think I said agree, not strongly agree, but I was like one over on kind of agree. So
Hmm.
that's called benevolent sexism.
Hmm.
I didn't agree with that. I said neutral because if women want to have these rights or whatever, then there's got to be some give. So like if we want to, like be treated equal and stuff, then we probably shouldn't expect that kind of treatment.
Yep. But what was your score on benevolent sexism?
24%.
So you do think women should get special
That
treatment?
was really confusing to me, especially when they're like, should women be feel like they want to be protected by men and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
So like, it's really confusing.
yeah,
It's too confusing because there's too many things in history and there's too many differences between the two genders. And if you take into like being gentlemen's and being ladylike, it's all too confusing and contradicting.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
still
agree.
all have our qualities and our I don't know. I want to be
Okay,
okay. What about Jude? Jude, can you
so
not talk? Your your phone's on mute. Jude, your phone's on mute.
I have like 1 minute left.
Oh, Jude.
So what can I
Share,
say? What's the
share,
question? What do you
share
want?
all your thoughts on why
wait,
you scored the way
No,
you did on
let
your
let
test.
Lucy ask the
Okay.
question.
yeah, cancel. Wait, I want you to see this because they did a BYU dating poll where they asked people questions. So this is one question. It's should girls ask guys out on dates? And girls said they can ask if they want to, and guys said that. Bam.
Mhm. I agree.
But more girls think that it's the guy's responsibility than guys think that.
Hmm.
So that's something
So
to
what's
think
your
about.
question? You didn't ask any question there.
Okay, well, let me show you the other one. Should girls always give a guy one date as a general rule? Girls, half of girls think that the yes, and then most guys say no. What do you think
Girls
about
give,
that?
wait, what'd you say? Girls give one day?
Yeah, like if a guy asks them on a date, just give them a date, just to to be nice. Like always say yes.
Oh,
Wait,
no?
I have to
No, no.
record my. It's okay.
Lucy, 100% no. I don't want anyone to be fake to me ever.
Okay.
That's interesting. Guys feel that way more than girls.
But Jude, this is the thing. But I always feel like if girls always say no, then boys will never want to ask.
Yeah, boys with no will in them, no desire. It's all about desire, how much you desire it. If you desire it, then you don't really care about rejection.
I think the question is, should a guy go through paying for a date and stuff like that when the girl doesn't want to go?
Respectfully, Lucy is asking the questions.
My brother.
But to answer your question, Dad, no, yes, yes.
Yeah, do you really want to? I mean, you're going to get rejected at some point. Do you want to just get rejected at the front end instead of paying for a date and then getting rejected?
Uh-huh. Yep, that's what I said.
But
What do you think,
everyone
Lucy?
tells boys to always say yes. That's why all the girls say that 50%.
Huh?
That's why 50% of girls say that because everyone
Nice.
always tells, okay.
It's interesting actually how it says not very many do it out of courtesy. They mostly do it out of having an open mind,
Yeah.
which
Okay,
is
guys, I gotta go. Good talk, though.
Okay.
respectfully by.
Bye, respectfully.
Gosh, she's the worst.
Okay, wait. And then I have more polls. So, okay, so these next polls that I'm going to show you are like, they asked if these would be what's the phrase? Like, it means that you don't like them anymore if this is the case. So, and then like the pink is the girls, the blue is the boys. So, if a boy doesn't have a job, that's how much girls are like less likely to date them. And then that's how much boys are less likely to date a girl.
Hmm.
Also, this one is crazy.
What is it?
Boys suck.
Not true.
No, it's
What'd you
saying.
say?
Explain that, Lou.
What, this one?
Yeah.
You don't know what that means?
Oh yeah.
So, like, if a girl's overweight, they won't date him.
Yeah. And boys are way more judgmental about that. Like,
Hmm.
that's kind of a crazy number. Half of boys.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then, same thing with this one. Not physically active. Boys are more concerned about that. And then, oh my gosh, if a girl is a feminist, boys apparently hate that. It's so bad.
I know, like,
It's also self-identified feminist. I think that's
But
probably an extreme feminist.
that's true.
yeah, maybe more annoying.
But most boys just think that most people don't understand what feminist means, unfortunately.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, as they should, quick temper, most people don't like that. Video game use, bad for
Both of
boys.
them make sense.
Boys are saying they won't date girls who use video games.
Yeah, 40% of girls wouldn't. Who
Of
play video
boys,
games. 40% of girls wouldn't date a boy that plays video games every
that's
day.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
The
And
temper
so,
makes sense too.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And most people don't like that. So those are interesting things to consider. And then another question I have, which my professor brought up in class, was if a if you have a son and he likes playing with dolls, should you let him play with dolls?
Yes.
And then how long do you let them play with dolls, or does it just not matter?
It doesn't matter.
I think it probably doesn't matter too.
But I think the social norm would be to say no. Be like, Levi, boys don't play with dolls. Boys play with robots.
No, not anymore.
I'm just
That's
saying
the
that.
stereotype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would be, because I would be worried what people think. I think I'd probably do that.
I've
Like, I
babysat
don't
boys
want my
that play with
kid to be
dolls.
weird. Well, I mean, it's one thing if they always do it or if they just do it sometimes, but
You don't want your kid to be weird, even though he likes to play dogs. You want to play with dolls.
I'm
You
not
want
saying
him
But
to
do you
be.
think that we should cancel out the stereotype and just say like, okay, like not even tell our kids what to play with, just give them all the options and let them do what they want, and just stop worrying about the stereotypes?
I
yeah.
think so.
I mean, that's the right answer. I think it's difficult to do.
Mm-hmm. So,
I think, do you think there's natural inclinations to do some of that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think naturally, if like someone's having a baby boy, they'll paint the room blue and buy them
yeah,
boy toys. And so it's
yeah,
interesting because our world is so stereotyped already. I don't know if we'd ever get away from it.
yeah. I'm thinking of two boys though. I think um, Ben McAvoy has a son, and also Liam Gordon. I think both of them, when they were really little, were naturally inclined to play with girl things.
Yes, I remember playing Barbies with Benson.
Yeah, and I think he really liked it. And so Ben struggled with this question, whether or not, and I think sometimes he would tell him not to, but he kind of struggled whether or not to tell him that.